Expats in the Making is back in the USA for a little bit, and this week we're doing Disney theme parks in Orlando, Florida. Today we're headed to Epcot Center, and I honestly know almost nothing about it. It's December 22nd. I've heard the crowds are going to be crazy. Of course, I've seen the big golf ball. I've heard the fireworks are amazing, and my wife has told me the theme is world cultures. Let's go see what it's about. Today, Epcot Center. Let's go! By far, the coolest part about all of the Disney theme parks is just being in the Disney theme parks. Honestly, I think it might be an optimal choice just not to do very many rides and just go just to be there. Like, the theme is on point, the music is amazing, everything feels good, the people are, like, the workers are all really, really cool. It's hard to imagine a theme park that's just done so well. Here in Epcot, there's this big lake in the middle. It's really, really pretty and well done. And as you walk around the lake, it's like you're transitioning from one country to the next. As night falls and the lights come on, everything changes and like the whole character of the park changes. It's really, really cool. Even though I'm not a fireworks guy, I'm so glad we stayed to the very end for the fireworks here in Epcot Center. They really are awesome. As you enter Epcot, there's kind of like these two like separate lands before you enter the lake and go like country to country, and they kind of stand out, but they have the coolest rides in the park and they're really neat. So this is like the space land on one side, and the other side's kind of like a land that's like about environmentalism, biodiversity in the world and stuff like that. And then there's a ride inside the big golf ball, which is also super cool and kind of space themed.
Attention astronaut candidates. You have selected Green Team, less intense training. However, if you are made uncomfortable by enclosed dark spaces or simulators, you may exit the flight training area now. Ask a uniformed crew member for directions.
So you can see the land that's Mexico. It starts with this kind of Chichen Itza type of pyramid. And then you go inside and there's like a little Mexican market and restaurant. It's all really, really cool. It says a lot that I came here with a group of Mexicans and everyone was impressed with how well it's done. Like, the theme is on point, but it's also just really authentic. Like, the stuff that you see here could be in a Mexican market somewhere. And then the little boat ride is definitely good times. Going left around the lake from like the Spaceland to Mexico, next you come to Norway, and it's so cool just the way the theme is done. It's definitely like an old wooden building, fairy tale-ish kind of rural Norway, and all of the Frozen themed stuff is in there.
exciting. Why don't you join me? Wonderful to see you. I bet you have lots of yummy surprises. Elsa and I are actually going to make charades later. The thing is, Olaf really wants to make some chocolate cookies, so I think we'll be doing that a lot too.
Just so you know,
How about you all join
camera's going to be in that
All right, Olaf, you guys are going.
This is the line for the Frozen boat ride. This is by far the longest line we waited in the park. So was it worth like an hour and a half? I don't know, but the music was really good. It was fun. It's a good ride. Next is China. Just like everywhere in the park, the theme is so good. It's well worth it just to walk around and spend some time there. It's super fun. And the next here we're going to Germany. And then lunchtime. As funny as it is to me to carry an entire backpack full of sandwiches for a big group of people, this is the way to do it. The restaurants are cool and the food is fine, but it definitely does cost an arm and a leg. Full recommend on just bringing a backpack full of your own lunches. And here's the Italy part of the park. And then here we're in Japan. A lot of the parks have these little shows that are really cool and worthwhile. I didn't get a bunch of them on video just because there's like crowds, and I'm also just trying to like enjoy myself and not just take video all the time. But the little shows are super fun. I would say like if you hear one going on in the next land over, I would just walk over and go watch it and then come back to whatever you're doing. The next land over is Morocco, which is really the only land that has kind of that like Arabian or Middle Eastern kind of flavor. It's really cool. Walking around it, definitely super fun. Next was France, which of course has like all the Beauty and the Beast stuff, and it's incredibly cool to walk around. And then of course England had like a rock show going on in the back, the lights are on point, it's really, really fun. And then there's kind of a few different parts of the Canada part of the park. This part right here feels so Northwest to me, and it's really good. Honestly, being from Seattle, it felt to me a little bit just like going home. At this point, it was a long day, and honestly, I wanted to go home. The family convinced me to stay for the fireworks. So worth it. They're amazing. Check it out.